Good afternoon. On holidays for the Jewish people who are celebrating today is the day they call the Yom Kippur. The Yom. What is a Yom? It's a Moy, Y-O-M, M-O-Y. Isn't it the Moyo, the guy who cut the piece off at the end? He says, now you're ready for the game. And they do it right away in life. They take away that first piece of skin from you in life. They say the next skin we take away is what envelops the rest of the body that little skin ended up making at death. In this world, you come in on 7, and that's not true, actually. You never even come into life. You go to the crap table, you take the dice, you roll 7. The guy says, if you bet on the pass line, you're a winner. P-A-S-S. 1 spirit of 6. 1 plus 6, 1 times 6 equals 13. Let me show you a little bit. I'm just going to show you a little equation here. You see it? Did you see that equation? Okay. So now we're going to talk about it. Okay, who wants to go first? Okay, you in the back. I didn't show it long enough? Oh, shit. Again. Okay. This is what we're going to do. First, I'm going to find out where it is. La, 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 la. Oh, here it is. I got to turn this camera so I can see it just like you. It's right over here. 9 and 4. A and B and C, 1, 2, 3, and 4 equal to 10. So the first 10 lands on 4 because 4 owns A, B, and C. The only thing that 9 owns is 9, 10 becomes 109, or 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. 4 and 10 to 10, 4 codes. 10 and 9 will end up making your 19 here, and your next number is your 10, or 109. 1 times 9, 1 plus 9 is 10 and 9. 109 is the same thing as 19 or 91. 91 is a part of what they call the spirit angle. I'm going to show it to you on this paper. I only got 2 sheets of paper to look at. Here's 1 and 9. It's a spirit angle. By the time you reach 1 and 9, you have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th time, 7 by 13 equals 91. 13, you never get to see this 13, because when you get to see this 13, my friend, you're sitting with your father. AC/DC. A and C, 1 and 3 equals D. 1 times 3 of what you're multiplying yourself, because you're sending yourself out to someone else to recreate them in this world, but you're not doubling up at all. But the one who receives, the receiver, doubles up, and he also gets to mark it in his scorecard, especially if he's playing baseball or football when they're running. So did you follow me so far? 1 and 3, then 3 times 4. Actually, 3 and 4 is Earth and Mars, and 3 times 4 makes Venus and Mercury, because inside man is Venus and Mercury. That's why 1 and 2 happens to disappear, and you take away from 91, minus 3 is 88, which is 422s. Now, okay, I hope I don't miscomplicate things right now. When I mean 422s, it's because it's 88. It's a representation of the piano. It's if you take one heart and another heart and flip them on top of each other and design it, it's 88. It's 91 adding ace all the way through to M. MK, King, 13, M13, MK, kosher foods. So when you add them all up, it equals to 91. 7 13s equal 91. Now take away 3, because 1, 2, 3 are being played by 4. And how do we get that? Well, if you look at the 4 card, the 4 card, the 3 card is 1, 2, 3. Once you have these 4, you automatically have 1, 2, 3, because it's 1, 2, 3 who set up the 1, 2, 3, 4. He took himself out of the center and he spread himself. Now you can come into the game with the 5. And the 5 is actually the 1 again, because 1 and 3 is the 1. The 1 and the 3 card is actually, here's the 2 card and here's the 1 card. You put them in, becomes the 3 card. You take them all out, you make the house, becomes the 4 card. You go one more step, you put the owner of the house, you put him back as energy over here. Let's say these were energy plugs, but there's no energy. But once he comes back into the center, he sends out the energy to everybody. So once he sends that energy out, he becomes X-Man. Number 24, Roman numeral 10. Let me think a little bit about what I said. So then we had, that's why we had 91. And not only that, what's really funny about 91 is that SP in roulette 16 over 19 red, we've got a 1 connection high voltage plug-in. 16 and 19, flip to 6, you got the 9. Fifth position equals to 35, 3 and 5 is 8, 3 by 5 is 15. You got the 8 and the 15, you're playing stripes. 8 and 15 is 23, and it's the all-famous, all-creation number 23. 8 and 15. Which way did we make it? You heard it. You can reverse it. I don't remember. 8 and 15. The egg, A and E and H. It's a he angel. Why is it a he angel? Because we all walk around like one big stick in a stone. You understand? Look at us. We're stuck into the air we can't grab. We're all a bunch of, I don't like to say this. The air that envelops us in its bubble is a pussycat, and we're all the dog bones, because we're all the boners, because we got bones in us and we're standing up. That's why when they said in the creation of likelihood of God, we made men, because we're all boners, whether you're a girl or a man. And we're all sitting in a bunch of stacks of cones. Do you follow me? We're enveloped. We got like one big condom on us, and they call it the skin. SK. Well, we're not going to get into that. I got other things to do. What happened? Do you know the first millennium babies? They're going to have bar mitzvahs. Not this year. Next year. Couldn't happen in the year 2000. They couldn't have a bar mitzvah from the year 1990. You understand? 1998 is 999 and 999. The bar mitzvah is like this. You go into the house, mommy, and then you grow up, and then you say, oh, I want my own mommy. So he gets married to this girl, okay, and they fornicate together and have a child. The child is born in the year 2001, somewhere around September. 39 weeks, 254 days is a little premature, and that's when the Twin Towers went down. Why do we need that child? Because we can't have that child where the parents fornicated in the year 2000. We have to fornicate them when there's not 3 zeros. Because 3 zeros says we haven't started in the 10-10 world yet. 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 10 times 10 is 100. We have a birth in this world. 10, 10, 10 is 1,000, the letter M. It creates the birth. It says the federation of 4, 5, and 6 because of the V and the 1, 1 on each side of the M. It says 4 and it says 6. Then it says 4 and it says 6. It says 8 and 12, 20, 10, 10. So we fornicate in the year 2001. In fact, I think you're allowed to do it in the Hebrew New Year's. Actually, you know what? I can mess this one up. Somewhere near October. Okay? Then you have to have maybe somewhere in October. And anyways, you understand what I'm saying? The Millennium Baby Bar Mitzvah doesn't come out until 2014, actually. Maybe late 2013, but it can't happen before October. Because if 39 weeks is actually like the end of October, the beginning of October, 273 days, 273 days. Oh, it'd be September 30th, because I'm born on the 277th day. So what we're going to do right now with Roman numerals is show you this. Here's how it works. Here's number 9. Now, I don't know where we got these numbers, and I don't know why I'm here doing this exact thing, but if this was 9, then this over here would be 7. Why? Because 10, 11, 12, 13, 13 and 7 is 20. If one world is 8, the other world is 12. Follow me? Ain't my rules. That's the way the numbers calculate. They didn't calculate that way. I wouldn't say it that way. It ain't me. Blame it on the numbers. They're so perfect. All I can do is make mistakes in definition and writing it down. So what's going to happen here is 10, 11, 12, 13. Now don't forget, there are 3 13s. There are 3 13s for you, and there's 3 13s against you. It's just like you have 5 fingers on one hand and you have 5 fingers working. Wait a second, okay, that's okay, because I got 10 fingers, 5 is working, 5 in one hand. No, the 5 in one hand is doing the working. So that 5 is doing 5, so it becomes 10 all in its own, plus 5 in the other hand, I got 15 fingers in action. The 10 you already own. What they're doing is something else. So we're just gonna keep this short. 1, this is 9, and this is 13. Okay? When we go over here, X is the 24th letter. Even though it's a -1, with this bar on top, it says this I is 9. Okay? So with the bar on top, this is 9. So we have X minus 9 is 15, and that's the egg, because it's minus the birth. Then it has X24 plus I, and I, which is the 3 worlds, which is 9, 9, and 9. That's the best gold you can buy. The total of 24 and 9, 9, and 9, that's right, area 51. And on a dice cube, area 51 is right here. And that's why you're just one eye, because that's all you got is one eye. So you went I, and I is 27. 27 and 24 is 51, and now you are in the center egg, just like it's marked. So 51 plus 15 equals to 66. 6 islands of 6 islands, 6, 6, 6, 6. It all depends where the dice is. You're allowed to have 4 turns on this. But the 4th turn brings you back to the beginning. Just so we say the 4 times 13 is 52, which is a 7 in craps. 7 out, back to the beginning. Back to the death and drying board of mankind. All right. Did you hear that? Some weird voice saying stupidity. So we're going to go back in here. So we get the 66, or what we actually do is just add up all the numbers. Do you notice the way you only can put 1 stick to the left, but you can put 3 sticks to the right, and there's 4 sticks altogether, because there's only the 4 corners of the talit, which is the talus. I forget what God said about that, but there's other reasons that 4, 6, and 5 all have 4 corners. 4, 5, and 6 equals 15. Says egg. If it says egg, it says A and E. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, A and E, A and E, A and E, A and E. Did you know that in craps? So now we did that. In craps, you roll the dice, you get 7, you win. You haven't been born. You won the universe. You're back out. What's craps about? So you roll the dice again, and you roll 3, you lose. Why? Because 3 says 1 and 2, and 1 times 2 equals to the 5. 1 plus 1, 1 times 1 equals to the 3. You're only talking about creation, but you haven't come into the game. But when you dice any other number as like 6 and 8, the odds here pay 7 to 6, the spirit of 76, which is odds and evens, 7 cards and 6 cards in the deck, equaling to the 91. 91 is your spirit, it's ace to king. This is Casino War. This is building on the universe. I'm not quite sure what this one is about, and this one's talking about the connections of the communication of the moons, Earth, and Mars, because 143, 156, 169. 169, all is fully connected, 13 13s, everything's connected. 182 is the spirit of time heaven, where life is working, and this is on the 14th position. And the 14th position of Rubik's Cube, that's right, you fall into the cross position. Now you're being grinded. You've become the organs grinder into life. When we get to 130, because 0 is worth 1.5, we get 195, and it says A, E, and I, supporting O, or just repeat it, E-I-E-I-O, because we already began to live life with 7-11, 7, 8, 9, K7, King 7, whatever you want, but this 2 over here, 1 and 1, okay, could be said as I and I, which is 9 and 9. 97 points, whatever it is, but this is the birth. So this is the Earth and Mars and Mercury, and this is the communication center, and it goes all the way around to our moon. Our moon, according to my numbers, the way I've been going through them, is somehow one of the biggest satellite communication center ever. They can never pick up any information on this planet with the way this planet was actually, the way it was built, and I don't know the way it was built, but there's no way they can be here. So they're up there, and somehow they have to stay up there because they can never cool it down fast enough. So they had to lift it away from where the sun was. So they put it in the sky, and they floated it. And over the years, they made it grow, and over the years, they made it grow. And now they say the Earth is tilting, tilting. I've seen the same thing. So anyways, yeah, the biggest communication center is in the crowd. So we had this, but now we're going to add them all up. 4 times I equals 36. 36 and 2 x's is 48, and 36 is 84. 84 is the connection of total space. How? 7 years of a mortgage is 84 months. 84 says space. It's 4 times 4 and 4 plus 4. Why? 7 times 12 is 84. Right? Remember I told you 1 and 2 in craps you lose because you don't create anything in the universe with that. So 1 and 2 you lose. So 84, 7 times 12. It's not 7 times 13 because now you have the spirit. You're 1 step before that. 7 by 12 is 84. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 and 4 is 12. Again, 32 and 12 is 44. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 plus 4 is 8. 16th letter is P. 8th letter is H. The 24 total in numbers will create the X, and you have pharmaceuticals or pharm med. So you're definitely connected to the moon, in which the moon, the size of the moon, in order for the computers to run properly, sometimes they work just on thumbprints. Well, the moon is like a thumbprint. And the size of the moon of 3476, which is written inside the roulette, and 34 is 3 by 4, and 3 plus 4 equals to 19. 12, 3 times 4 is 12, 3 plus 4 is 7, another 7, 7 in, 7 out, again, building the universe in the game, casino game of craps. Okay, so now you have 84, you have the moon 19, 19 by 19 is 361, that means you're 1 day ahead, somehow. It's 391 means 360 degrees around and 1 degree forward, creating, you see, if you would do that, 360 degrees around and 1 day forward, in 1 year, you would have made 360 days, the old calendar. So the moon is here, and again, the size of the moon is 3476, and 3 and 7 is 10, and 6 and 4 is 10. Mars, Earth, Uranus, and Saturn. But Mars and Earth, they don't have the letter U in their name, and the totality of their numerological count is 103, Jesus Christ. That's the same numerological count as the planet Mercury. Decide on your colors. If I knew Martian colors were Martian green, then why are they now red? Because if you're doing that, you're now connecting them to Mercury. And if you connect them to Mercury, Mercury connects to Saturn, and Saturn connects to us, which means we're being manipulated through multiple moons, and definitely the Mars project and the Moon project are most definitely high. But the good of us is somewhere, and I think they're hitting maybe in Uranus. Well, that's for sure. It's all hidden in our anus, because the last thing we ever ate is the last thing. And your first time you take a dump in the bathroom, right? Whatever you ate and thought is going back into the toilet. So if you're full of it, it's because you haven't been telling the right story. You end up in the can. You got a bellyache, and dear, you got something for my stomach? Always the woman coming out and helping the man because he's full of shit, right? Oh, I don't know about that. I can put that as joking, right? George! Okay, so now that we had the moon 3476 in size, and we can do it to all the, whatever they, let me just write this down so I don't remember this. Or is it 3467? But we can do this to anything. You see, remember they once said, watch out what you say? Well, watch out what you say, watch out what you write. Don't bend down, don't bend over. In fact, you can't even breathe anymore. Because I look, I see, I say what I see, and I think what and I say what I think. And that's it. The psychologist said the same thing to me when I got sick. What do you see? And I tell him what I see, and he wasn't happy. And now I'm telling you what I see, And nobody wants to accept it. We just found out that this was the moon number. We just jumped on 1943. 1943 was the moon number. I don't know why. So anyways, let me go on. So the moon is 3476. So now, what do you want to do? 16 and 14, I mean, 1 and 4 is your 9 that we did before from over here, and we got the answer of 66, in which 6 by 6 is 36, and 6 plus 6 is 12, is 48. 4 times 8, 4 plus 8 is 44. Now we're back to pharmaceutical medication, right? 4 times 4, 4 plus 4, just from a couple of seconds ago. Now we come over here, if we really want to look at it, okay? But we had over here, sorry, I'm going to go back over here. There were 3 I's. 3 by 7 is 27. I, 999, 27. B and G. Since I is 1, we always count it as I. We can say it's big, because that's what the word, or win. 7 times 2 is 14, letter N. 7 plus 2 is 9, letter I. 9 and 14 is 23, letter W, W-I-N, when you get 9 and 13. Because 9 and 13 can also be reduced to 9 and 4. 9 and 4 is 13, and why can we reduce it to 9 and 4? Because the lights went out in Georgia. Because 13 is 1 plus 3 is 4. How do we get 9 and 13 if you want to do this? 1 times 4 is 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 and 4 is 9. We have to find exact sometimes. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 and 6 is 13. 13 and 9 is 22. Now we went down to here. The laws of Moses is where I got 6, 1, and 3. But coming into birth is 9, 1, and 3. And the other thing about Moses, sorry to change the subject a little bit, is that Moses comes in with the 613 laws. 6 times 13 is 78. The seventh gate of the 8th heaven is the first thing that the birth sees. 7, 8, 9. I'm just trying to figure out. So we had, so we ended up with this. At the end of this all, right? We end up at 4 and 1 is 5. 6 and 1 is 7. 5 and 7. 5 times 7, 5 plus 7 is 47. This is the 47. Okay, this is the, okay, how can I say this? So now we have 47. So now what you have to do, multiply 47 by 50, and we should come to the time of the end of Moses. And then we go another 47 times 30. And he ends up doing 1,410 years in the time of Christ. Christ and Moses together equals 3760, the exchange of the calendars. Then you multiply it by 43, and you end up to 2021, which is in 7 years from now. You must go back 7 years to go forward 7 years, because 777 is the way it's played on the dice. 2014 in, and then 2028 out. 2028, 2014 equals 2. Equals 2, 34, 41, and 48. The last part of this cycle ends with new space, number 48. Starts off with 1. Starts off with, let me show you, 7, 5, 1 and 2 is 3. It ends up with this. 7, 5, 2014, 2021, 2028. Creation, the passage, the gateway. 4, 5, and 8. 5 and 8, 13. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2 is 28. Is that what I marked here? It's 28. So we get it again. 4, 8, 11. 11 is 1, 1, 11, 13. 11, 13. Did you follow it? I have to write it down so you can see it. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. And this is 13. The letters are MK kosher. The letters can also be looked at as 24 and the day of man. It can also be looked at the reverse of this as 8 and 2 is 10. 4 is 6. 6 and 4 says Israel. 11 and 13 I saw in one of the scriptures. There's so many little tiny things. And one other thing to look for that we looked at the beginning is half of 7286. See half? Is 36 creation. Don't forget, we just talked about the moon. 7286 is 36 creation, 3 and 4, Mars and Earth. No letter U in this name. 3 by 4, 3 plus 4 equals to 19, connection of the moon. 19 and 19 would be 38, which would be S and S. And this letter would be PP, so it would be PS. Anyways, I'm not going to explain it. What I will explain is that in craps, all 14s pay the same. When you hit 7, 7, 7, all you want. You can do all the 7s you want. You'll end up with 14. You lose with 1 and 2 in craps because of 6 and 6 and 6 and 5, which means you're here. 6 and 6 is the expression that there's 2 worlds of 6, and 6 and 5 is the communication. When you have 6 and 5, the numbers on the other side of the dice will be 1 and 2. Back to creation. You're not back in creation, you're now in the game. Or 1 and 1. It's now you, the God, holding the dice, and you, the secondary God, 1 and 1. Letter K, the king of all, owning 2 spaces. You're the only one that owns 2 spaces. So what happens is when you have the 8 and 6 that have the same payout, in which you take the 6 and take 2 dice and add them up to 6 and turn them over, it'll be 8. It'll be the same thing with the 5 and 9. What's special about the 5 and 9, which is E-I-E-I-O, and okay, let's not go that deep. Okay, what's special about 5 and 9 is F-I-V-E, M-I-N-E, both have the numerological count of 42. The payout on 6 and 8, because man is here, is 76, because it's your spirit. That's why it has the worst payout. When you get 9 and 5, okay, 9 and 5 is your birth and the passage, and that pays out 8 to 5 or 7 to 5, and it says it right. The gateway into the passage, 7 to 5. That's why it pays out that way, 5 and 9. And then there's 10 and 4. It pays 9 to 5 because it's your birth through the passway. I didn't duplicate that, did I? Anyways, whatever it is, you have to ask me. The 9 and 5 says, this is the 9 birth, and this is the E-pass. The 9, when you dice the 10, it says, I am 4, okay, and this is my home, 4 and 10. Which means this is my house, this is my home, this is my suit. I am 4 means my body. My life, maybe. My life and my home. So these all pay out these certain odds in craps. Was there anything else I wanted to say? There's so many things I could have missed. Another thing is when we get to 104, okay, 10 and 4, 14 in craps, it's also casino war, because Y2K says Y2K because there's no ace before the 2 and there's only a total of 90. That means the ace will go after, it'll come out in the 14th position, and it'll be valued at 14, so you'll end up having 8 times 13 will be 104, and then the next one plays the universe. Right. Look, this is what happens. This number falls between the spirit, S-P-I-R-T, and the universe, is the house, and the body, or the mind of God. Is that what it is? I have to come up with a better definition for this. Don't forget the 24 hours in a day. So it's the same 4 in the same position. 91, 104, 117. So we added, did we ever add this up? 3, 4 is 36, and 48 is 84. Yeah, we did that. 84, 48. You know 84 and 48? This is 33, the command of the creation of the Christ in this world, which is the energy up from the moon. Do not forget that moon. Do not forget that moon. Oh boy, would I like to go up to that moon. Be a big surprise. Hey, anybody rich out there? Build something and go to the moon. I'm quite sure there's a couple of scientists you can pay. Somebody has got a couple of $1 million. Go to the moon. Get yourself a plane, go to Russia, and tell the Russians you want to go to the moon. Somehow there's something there. I'm not telling you because I think there's something there, but the numbers just, all those 19s and then the lightning bolt and then the moving of the oceans. I mean, they're practically telling you all we have to do is listen to a few more songs and we'll know the truth. Raphael, 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Thanks for giving me these few minutes of your time.